Happy Tuesday. Melanie here with Christian Craft Paper, and today we are going to have some fun turning some trash. I found an Amazon bag and a wood block into some treasures. And we're going to be doing this with our brand new rub-on transfers that are dropping this week. So if you are not a member, you don't have access to these yet, but do not be dismayed. You will get access to them on Thursday at 10 a.m. So before we get going, I just want to double check here and make sure that we are live. And I have way too many windows open right now. Over to Facebook. If you do see me, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you do see me, just let me know.
Thursday at 10 a.m.
Okay, we're good. No, we don't have an echo. We're good to go.
Check here.
Oops. Still talking. Okay, I'm going to put this somewhere here. Okay, so what we're playing with, we've got one Amazon bag. I saw another creator do this, and I was like, I can do that. So I want to show you what I saw her do. Will I execute it exactly? If you watched any of these, probably not, but we're going to do our best. So I have one Amazon bag, and I have the transfers that are releasing this week. Now, when I saw her do this, she actually used a printable. So you could take this same thing that we're going to do, and you could use a printable. You could use a decoupage napkin. We're going to use a transfer today. And so what I have the bag. I have the transfers, which I'll go through in just a second. I have the Dixie Belle Best Dang Wax in brown. I wanted to have lace too, and I'm thinking I didn't bring the lace in here that I wanted to use. So I'm going to have to use the lace that I didn't want to use, but that's fine. Since this is what we have. This is what it's meant to be. So I'm going to use that lace. It's probably just a sign that that lace was going to be better. I'm going to take it as a sign. So I've got some lace here. Then I also have scissors. We're going to need scissors. I've got my precision transfer tool that we'll use. And for this project, I think that's it. We're going to be doing another project with a block. A wood block. I want to do that one as well. This today may be a little bit longer, but I wanted to show you two different ways to use them. But let's bust into these transfers. Before I get started, I wanted to show you my shirt. So I went and got packages today, and I was trying to figure out, the package came in and it just has our address on it. And I could tell it was from a customer. And so I immediately was like, oh no, we messed up someone's order. They're sending it back. Like I automatically think like it's bad because like we get great emails and then we get emails that are not so happy. We get great messages. We get messages that are not so happy. But when a package comes back, it's either lost or it's someone returning things typically. So I saw it come back and it had I saw the name of who it came from. And I was like going through my mind of, did we have any order issues? Like, did I remember anything with this particular customer? And I didn't. And so I was like, oh no, I missed an email or something. And so I opened it up. And Miss Kelly Jean, I hope she sees this. She sent me this shirt. It says, I'm fine. Everything's fine. And then it's a hot mess of Christmas lights. So, and then she also made the cutest little card with our rub-on transfers. This was last year's Christmas rub-on transfers. So that's how long that she's been a member. But I wore it for today's live because it made me so happy. And the timing was just perfect because I had a disgruntled person last night that really didn't like the kit. I'm not going to go into detail on it. Anyway, it was probably one of the hardest emails I've ever gotten. So I was coming off of that last night, and then I got this in the mail this morning as a Christmas gift. So Kelly Jean, you're awesome. I'm actually going to call you later if you're not on here because I want to thank you. But let me just move cameras around real quick. All right. We're going to move the little view around so that you can see what we're doing. And I don't know why it doesn't look like super bright today. Crazy. Okay, let's put this stuff aside. We're going to do that one next. And let's bust into these. So this is our brand new rub-on transfers. Right now, like I mentioned, these are only available to members. So members, grab them now. Because I do feel like these are going to, I always say they're going to be popular, but we've never done anything like this. And I can tell you right now through the members that have already purchased, they're flying. So these are vintage postcard style designs. So, and the set is called Love Letter. So each of the postcard has a love Valentine / design, and then it has a Bible verse where you would write a message. So we've got a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity, Proverbs 17:17. These are King James Version. Let all your things be done with charity. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another. Then we've got some down here that you could use for stamping or any type of customization. Then we've got John 3:16. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. We love him because he first loved us. I believe that's out of John as well. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Then we've got some vintage stamps here that you could use for anything. And then we've got all of these. These ones are not King James Version, so it is a mix. These ones are. But you've got a friend loves at all times from Proverbs. Above all, keep loving one another, since love covers a multitude of sin, from 1 Peter. Everything should be done in love. Another version of 1 Corinthians. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power, love, and self-control, from 2 Timothy. But I say unto you, you which hear, love your enemy, do good to them which hate you. So you have all of these. These would be great for card making. This is kind of, I envision like a card making set. So definitely we could use for cards. Hello, Miss Elizabeth. But I'm going to show you a couple different ways to use them today. So what I have here is I have an Amazon bag. So this is just like what they ship your Amazon stuff in. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut one corner. Now, when I did this earlier, I stuck it back there. I just kind of haphazardly like tore it. Don't do that. We kind of need a good seam because we're going to glue it back together once we get it done. So I would go as straight as you can. And you might even, you probably could just cut this whole, you know what? I think I am going to do it this way. I'm actually just going to cut this whole side off so that my edges match. So we're going to cut one side open. And I've got some little squirrelies here, but that's fine because I changed my mind mid-cut. So you've got one side cut open, all right? So this way, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to flip the bag inside out. This was the part, it gets a little noisy and you kind of have to like finesse it. So, I mean, the good news is they're pretty sturdy. And now when you're doing this, it's going to get like all crumply and that's what we want. So don't worry if you're like messing up the bag. It's all part of it. I'm going to switch to this other view so you can see what I'm doing with the bag. So I'm just kind of trying to poke that corner through. And it's not going to be perfect, but we just want to get it as straight as you can. All right, so I'm probably going to end up with this little bend here, and that's fine. All right, so now that we have it, we are going to like press it down here because I just want to try and get it a little bit more flat. All right, and then this doesn't have, it's got great crinkle here, but I don't have a lot of crinkle on this side. So I am gonna like crinkle it up a little bit. And you'll see why. We're giving it some character. Okay, let me set this back up. Okay, cool. I got to be the camera woman and the crafter here. Okay, so this is what we have now. So I'm going to figure out which of the verses I want to put on here. And why am I grabbing a set that's not open yet? So I want to do one of these verses that are on this one of these cards here. You could totally do one of these as well, but I'm just going to, my vision was for one of these. So this is going to be, I should show you what we're making. We're actually going to make a bag that we can sit a potted plant in is what we're doing. So it's going to look like you've wrapped a bag around your plant. Hopefully, if it comes out right. So I want something that you can kind of see from far away. I think I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to cut out the design that I want. And in the placement, what I've just got to figure out is we're going to be using it. I think you can see it in the other version. We're going to be using it like this. So you're going to want, there's going to be something in the bottom. So when we place it, we're going to want to place it where, make sure that it's not too high or too low. So I'm thinking right about there-ish. And we're going to cut and seam this side. So we can adjust this. Like you can see it's a little bit further to the right over here. We can adjust this side when we actually seal it. So I'm not as concerned about that. So I'm thinking it's going to be right about there. Now, it might be a little bit tricky because we did crinkle our bag right there, but it's okay. Now, these ones are going to be super easy because it's all one big design. So it's not, you're not having to do like a bunch of little letters or anything. We've got a background on there and it's like one big design. So we're just going to try and get it as straight as we can. And we're going to press it on here. And then I am going to take my precision transfer tool. We're going to go through. I'm thinking I should have painted my block while I was doing this because the block is going to take a minute to dry. So I'm going to do part of this, then I'm going to paint the block for the next project, and then I will go back and finish the bow and everything on here so that you're not stuck waiting too long for that to dry. All right, and we can already see this is coming off really nice because, again, it's just one big design. Oh my gosh, these are going to be so fun. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is we want to take our antique wax in, this is the Dixie Belle Best Dang Wax in Brown. And I'm just going to put some of it on my brush and just get the extras out here. And then we're going to come through and we're going to hit all these wrinkles. So that's why we wanted to have some wrinkles on there, because this is going to give us some texture. And we can even come around and we can hit the edges of our transfer too. I know you're all going to be saving your Amazon bags after you watch this, because as soon as I saw this other lady do this, I was like, what? I'm all, how cute is this? Now again, we're going to cut off some of this so we don't have to go all the way that way, but you can just see how it's getting some aging on there. You can do as much or as little of this as you want. I think that's pretty good here. Make sure we get that. We don't have to worry about the bottom as much, again, because that's going to be on the bottom. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is let's go ahead and do the edge. Now, if you want to get all technical, you could, like you would in sewing, you know, well, maybe we should, because I feel like I say you want to get all technical, but then I'm all OCD and have to do it too. I think I am going to do it like I would do fabric. I'm going to bend this in. Oh, I should probably do the back too. Let's not leave the back unfinished. You guys know I always do that. I just leave the back unfinished because I'm like, nobody's looking at the back. I promise you I do the back of my hair. I don't leave the back unfinished. All right, so I've got my glue gun on. I'm going to go ahead and fold this in. So I'll need to fold it as much as I want it to come in so that my sides match. I think it's easier if you push it down. And these don't need to be perfect. All right, so we're gonna get a seam just like you would when you're sewing. So you have, see the seam, and then we're gonna go ahead and glue that. So yes, one of our corners is gonna be a little bit bendy and the other one's not. I actually don't know how we would replicate that. Maybe, oh, maybe like that. Okay, it's not perfect, but that's how I'm gonna replicate that. So I just kind of pushed in like a little triangle. All right, so we're just gonna come in with our glue and we're gonna hit this with the hot glue. I think it's funny that I have a Christmas shirt on and then I'm doing a Valentine's Day project, but I know you ladies are wrapping up your Christmas crafting already. Okay, I didn't go all the way to the top because I do need to glue, I do need to fold the top. All right, so now we've got, our bag has a seam. I don't know why I keep trying to show the other camera. You can see our bag has like a seam in here, so we're good. All right. Now I didn't go all the way to the top because we need to figure out the top. So you can do the top, you can roll down the top from the top, or you can roll it from, roll it on the inside. I think I'm gonna do down. And you wanna take this down as far as you need. So right now would be a good time for me to figure out how low I need this to be for my plant. Well, I need to take it all the way down. All right. So for my plant that I picked, off of stage. It's this one. I completely just kicked myself off the stage. So funny. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down because I need it. I don't need all this, and if I don't need it, I'm not gonna fight it. All right, so I'm just gonna peel back my seam there. Fold this. And let's see where we're at with sticking it in there. I feel like it probably needs a bigger plant, but this is the one that I had. So let me show you. It needs a bigger plant, but this is the idea. Or a smaller bag, but this is only one thing. So you could put like a bigger, or the other thing that you can do, which I've done to cheat before, and we're not done yet, but I just want to show you like kind of, you can put something else in there to like raise it. I don't even know if that's high enough actually. This is my cheat. So if you're trying to figure out how to make stuff, you can put something in there that's going to raise it taller than what you need so that you can stick it in there. Now we're not done, but that's all. I just stuck something in there to raise it up. I would probably want like a bigger plant, but okay. So I'm going to actually run my lace across the top. So it's going to cover this little flap here and just come down a little bit. So that's going to go over this. I am going to make sure that I have, let's go this way. The seams we want on the back so that we don't see them. So let's just tack that. And I'm bringing it a little bit lower than the edge of the, let me go back so that you can see. Going crazy with the camera angles today, I swear. So I'm going to, I have it going a little bit lower so that it covers. It's almost like a cuff here. So we're just going to tack this on and we're going to wrap it all the way around. Once I get this tacked on, I am going to paint my block next, so that's drying while we do the rest of this. Probably could have gone around a little bit more, but that's okay. Make sure that I'm not, I want to glue my fingers there. I do think this one actually worked better. The lace that I was thinking about doing was just, I think it's almost exactly what's in the center of this burlap. I have a roll of that in the other room, but I forgot to grab it. So this works. I think it almost works a little better. Okay, then we're just going to try and match these two pieces here. All right, so we've almost got that done. Like I said, I'm going to go and paint my block really quick so the block is drying while we work on the bow. So let me know, have you tried one of these Amazon, have you repurposed an Amazon bag in any way? This is a first for me. And then I was worried about, I knew I wanted to do this project and I was worried about having an Amazon bag to do it because after I saw it, then I had to wait for one to come in, you know, because you don't know what they're shipping your stuff in until you actually get it. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick coat on this so that this is drying for our the next one I want to show you. And this is the Waverly chalk paint, Waverly White, it's in plaster. Well, it's not Waverly White. This is the Waverly chalk paint in plaster. And we're just going to be using this plaster color. We're going to go back and we're going to use the antique as well. But I just wanted to get it drying. Just going to grab this to put it on since we're still working on another project. I don't want to get my white paint because this paint won't, if it hits the mat, it's not going to dry in time and I'll be working on that. And I don't want that covered in white paint because you know I'm going to do it. We are winding down here for the holidays. We've got little Mr. Parker has only a couple more days of school this week. Yeah, he has tomorrow and a half day Thursday, and then we're on Christmas break. I have most of my shopping done, not all of it. We tried to go last night, and it's just so crazy out there. And then you're rushing it in, like, in the after school or after work, and everyone's out. It's just it's so busy out there. I feel so bad. We had like Wetzel pretzels for dinner last night because it's just been crazy and we were out shopping and that's what my son wanted. And then me and my husband are at the point where we're like, I'm not even hungry. Like there's so much stuff to do, which is so bad, but I feel like this is the time of year. All right, let me hit this real quick. I'll do the other end and then we'll go back and finish our bag. Now this is just a scrap piece of wood that is from the fireplace my husband is still working on. I found it in the laundry room. I'm hoping it's fair game and he didn't need it for anything. If he did, he's gonna have to cut another piece because this one worked perfect for what I needed it. So I took it. A lot of them that were in the pile were like cut in angles. I really don't think he needs that, but I mean, we have more, but I had him cut me a whole bunch of blocks like last weekend, but they're all, I think 3x3 and I needed a longer one. I should have had him cut longer ones when he was doing all that, but the next time he has the saw out, I'm going to have him cut some longer ones because of the project I'm just going to show you here in just a minute. Okay, so we've got that painted. We're going to let that dry while we're finished our bag. So I'm just going to put this stuff away. I'm going to see if I can put this over here. Okay, put that one there. All right, let's bring our bag back. I'm going to make sure I don't have any white. Okay, we're done. Make sure I don't have any white on my mat that's going to get on my bag, because that's not the look I'm going for. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we'll leave the antique out. We're going to do another one of our scrappy fabric bows. So if you did not see me do one of these last week, I'll grab some more fabric because I think I need some more colors in this. I'll show you how I did it. So I've got a piece of the raffia and then Then I've got some cotton strips here. So this is the cotton muslin stuff that I got from Walmart. It's in like a big, it's like a whole yard of fabric that you buy. And that's also by Waverly if you're looking for that. This could work. I'm going to use this little string here that I just found randomly. And then I am going to separate my colors because I do like to color match these. I mean, we're not like exactly color matching, but I like to have the same amount of the different patterns. So let's see what I have here. I mean, these colors will work fine, but I've got what is this? Plaid, like a black plaid. I've got a reddish pink stripe, and I've got a red and black plaid. And if you haven't seen how we do these, so I get these fabric squares. I got them off of Walmart.com, but they're not Walmart. There's some seller that sells on Walmart. So you buy like a whole stack, and she has different color patterns, but like I love the buffalo check one. So I got the buffalo check pack. So with these squares, you could also just get fabric from wherever and cut it into squares or cut it into whatever you want. But when you have the squares, what I do is I just do like a little nick on it, and I keep them about 1.5 of the pattern wide. And then once you cut it, you just tear it. Now watch, this one will not tear because it's an old. No, that one's not doing it. Okay, let's try a brand new sheet. Or this one's a little bit bigger. When it's one sheet, like you have to kind of know, are you going this way or this way? So let's try this one. So you just do a little nick and then you just rip it. And when you rip it, you get like these little shreds, and that's what you're looking for. Hey, Miss Pam. So you're looking for these. And then I like this size. What are these? Like 4x4? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4.5 by 4.5. So it's a really good size. So that's what I got. Then I just make a bunch of these little strips, and then that's how we're going to make our little scrappy bow. And then for the middle, I think I still have hearts left. I hope I do. Yes, I have another heart left. I need to order more of these hearts. We used to sell these hearts, but I think we're out. I should see if I can get them again because they're perfect for these bows. So then I have like the little heart. Now, if you want to get super techie, which I have, You could put the string through the heart, which is kind of a pain. I have to unwind it and then try and stick the red through. But I'm like looking at this raffia, and I think we could get a piece of this through easier than I could a piece of string. Let me find a shorter. Oh, here we go. Now, the reason I like doing this is because it does give the button like a finished look. So basically, I'm just going to take a piece of raffia for this one, and I'm just going to thread it through, and then I'm just going to thread it through the other side. So the reason this is nice, because you can just pick whatever piece of raffia fits, but then your button has like a cute little, like it looks more finished. So I'm going to just tie this. I'm going to tie it twice, and then I'm going to cut it, because then it's not going to go anywhere. But that's just going to keep that on there. And then you can just cut the tails. But that just gives your button like a little bit a more finished look, which that's what I like. So we're going to do that, and then let's make our little bow. So I always start, these are my new favorite bows, by the way, because I stink at bow making, and these I can make. So the first thing they're going to want to put down is our whatever string you're tying it with. So let's do that first. All right, and then you're just going to make X's. So you're just going to X, X, and I'm going to do 4 of these. Then I'm going to come in with my raffia, and we can always trim this later. I feel like I have like a little bit too much there. So the raffia, I do, some of them I'll cut and some of them I won't, but I'm just going to make like this. Like I'm just gathering it all, and I'm going to stick that there. Now you can tell by the size generally if you need to like make your loops smaller or not, but basically that's what I have there. I am going to use the black. So this stripy one is my favorite. So I'm going to put some red in there first. So I'm going to do 2 of the red. And for me, the stringier, the better on these. So if you're not like a messy, stringy person, like you don't like all the strings, this bow may not be for you because it's not a super clean look. Okay, and then I'm going to end with my stripy ones that I love because that's my favorite one, because this is what's going to be on top. All right, so then I'm going to take my string here. Hi, Miss Cindy. Oh yeah, you have not missed too much here. We're doing our bow now. We got our bag done, and then we still have another project I'm going to do. I might do 3 projects. I have been dying to play with these transfers, so I might just go crazy today. Okay, so we're just going to tie it once, we'll tie it again. Again, you're going to have to fight all these strings, but we want all these strings, so I'm not going to cut any of them. All right. Now, if you want this, whatever you use for the center to be part of the bow, you can leave it long or you can cut it short. I think I'm just going to be like right in the middle there. And then I'm going to get all these back out of the way into my little pile up here. I'm going to leave my button. Okay, so you're not quite done with this yet. First thing we want to do is we do want to like mess it up. Like I kind of beat it up a little bit. The second thing is you may want to come in here and like cut some of these. Maybe we don't want as many loops. Like we want some loops, but not as many loops. This is looking a little long, so I'm going to cut that just to give it a little trim. And then the other thing that I like to do is I do like to take the antique to it a little bit, especially for the cotton, and just kind of age it up a little bit. So we're just going to beat it up a little bit. Again, this part is optional. If you like the white as it is, you can leave it. So basically, this is what we're going to end up with. So cute. Okay, we're still going to need the wax, so I'm not going to take that completely away, but we're going to push it to the side. We're going to bring this is our Amazon bag. So Cindy, if you just jumped on, this is actually just an Amazon, let me see if you can see in there. It's just an Amazon shipping bag that we have turned inside out. And I'll show you how to do that. You can go back and watch the beginning. Okay, so we're going to put our little bow right here. I'm like a left side bow person. Are you left side, right side? I don't know. Is it just me that tends to always go to the same side? I'm a creature of habit. What can I say? Okay, so we're just going to move all of this out of the way to make sure that we get all the way to the bottom of the bow, and we're going to put it on there. So cute already. Okay, and then we're going to put our button on there. Big old blob. Try not to burn ourselves. Oh my gosh, so cute. I can't stand it. It looks like flat. I like froze there for a second. Oh, you're a left side bow? See, same here. I'm a left side bow too. Okay, so now we have our bag. So I'm gonna squish it down. Now, ideally, I need a bigger pot for this or a bigger plant for this, but I'm gonna remove this camera so that you can see it sitting on the counter. Okay. I need a bigger plant, but I don't have a bigger plant in here to demonstrate and show you. So I'm gonna do my cheat that I just did. Show you what it will look like. So if your plant is too short for your bag, you're just going to stick something in your bag. I like to use wood blocks, whatever works. And then you could put your plant in there so that it sits at the point that you need it to sit to display it. So let me see. I got to make sure I'm trying to get it in front of the camera for you. But that's basically what you have. Like a cute little shelf sitter bag. Put a plant in there. I absolutely love it. It's so cute. I'm going to flip it this way so I can see it. It definitely needs a bigger plant. You could even put a potted plant or like buy like a rose bush, like you know, if you want to give it as a gift. So stinking cute. Okay, so that's project number 1. Again, this was just using one of our love letter transfers we did on the front of it. So if you missed the beginning, you can go back when this is over and it'll show you the beginning. I'll also take pictures when we're done, and so you can see it better, like sitting on a shelf. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was a little nervous, but that turned out so cute. Okay, so that's project number 1. We just turned trash into treasure there. Okay, project number 2. I've got my block over here. So this is just scrap wood. Let me go ahead. The cameras again. This is just scrap wood. My husband has a stack of wood in the laundry room from whatever he's building our fireplace right now. And so I just grabbed this piece that would fit one of the postcards. So I will tell you, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by 3.5. So it's like a 2 by 4. So 2 by 4s are not actually 2 by 4. If you didn't know, it was news to me too. But all I did is I covered it in the Waverly Plaster off-white color. So we painted that. It's all ready to go. I'm going to put the rub-on transfer on it first. Then I'm going to hit it with the antique so that I can antique the transfer as well. So with the transfer, I just cut off. This was the one that we cut off from the other one. It's already cut, so I'm just going to use it. And again, these are, since it's one full design, these are super easy to apply because it's not a bunch of individual designs. Now I've seen somebody do these with, you can decoupage this as well. So you could do the same thing with decoupage. We're just using the transfer because it's easy. So I'm just going to come through and I'm going to hit it with my precision transfer tool. Now you don't have to paint the wood first. I get a lot of people asking if they can paint the wood, and then I have other people asking, do they have to paint the wood? You can do either. I did the off-white so that I could antique it, and I'm going to try and make this whole thing look a little aged. All right, so again, these should come off super easy because it's just one big graphic. So we've got our postcard on here. Now we're just going to come in again with our antique wax, and we're going to age the whole thing up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hit it with the sander too. I generally like to get these like weathered edges even when I've painted. And then when you do it first this way, then your wax will stick to those weathered edges better. I forgot that I wanted to do that. Yeah, so I really like to get, I don't know if you can see it, these corners that are like it's been used a lot, you know? Like this blocks has tumbled around a house a few times. If you're reselling, this will help you too, because it doesn't look like you just took a, you know, it doesn't look like we just took a 2x4 and made something. You know what I think we can do? Let's do the front and the back of this one, because why not? Actually, I'll just do the front because I do want to show another project. I'll just do the front. So I'm just hitting all of the edges. Now this tool I'm using is called the finger sander because your finger just fits on it right there. I do have it on my Amazon favorite things, which is a pinned post on our main page on Facebook. Okay, so we have this ready to go. I do also, just when you're working with dust and the transfers, make sure that your project and your area is dust free, because if you do get any dust underneath the transfer, it won't stick. It's not going to want to stick. And if you've followed me for a while, you've probably seen that on some other videos. We have gotten some wood pieces from some places and the paint was like super dusty and it doesn't want to adhere as well. I also like to keep my, what do you call this, microfiber towel close, because you can come through and like rub some of this off if it gets too dust. Oh, Cindy has a great idea. Cindy always has great ideas. Let me pin that up there. Cindy said it would be neat to put one holiday on the front and another holiday on the back, so you could just turn it for 2 uses. That would be super smart. I love that. Especially holidays that are back to back, like maybe like fall and Christmas, or even if you want to do 2 Christmas. So truth be told, I actually designed this style for Christmas, and then the ornament makers went crazy and I just didn't have time to get them produced. So I will be dropping another set this next Christmas that will be this same style, these vintage postcards, but they'll be Christmas ones. So they're ready to go, but we just didn't have time to get them this year with the demand for the ornament makers. So we will have them next year. So if you like this design, we'll know you like it if you buy it or not. But if it ends up selling really well, then we'll bring that out for Christmas. So this will not be the first time. I anticipate this one being popular because it's adorable, and especially for those that are new with the card making, it's such an easy way to make cards. All right, I'm not going to mess with that too much more, but there you go. So you have your sign. Let me do it this way. So it's just a freestanding sign. If you wanted to get super creative, you could do a bow, you could do something on the top. I'm actually going to leave it just like this because that's kind of how I envisioned it. Let me get the camera up, but how cute is that? and it has a Bible verse on there, so it fits. These would be cute for like wedding table decor too. Like if you were having like a wedding shower. So cute. Tier tray sign, a gift. What do they call it? Like Galentine's Day, where you give your girlfriends Valentine's. So fun. All right, let me. Okay, so I also wanted to show paper. And I had, what did I do with those? Because I'm like, I grabbed them, I put them, I bought them, and I haven't even opened them yet. So I got a couple of these papers from Amazon. I don't think that will fit on there. Let's do this one here. Okay. Okay. So I got these. They're like hand burned vintage paper. They're the edges. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. The edges are like super soft, but it's like a fabric-y paper, but it's not fabric. There's a lot of texture to this. So I got these thinking there's all kinds of things that we could do with these. Let's do a couple. So they're like postcard size. So they're taking the postcard and then putting them. I don't have envelopes with these either, but you could get envelopes, I'm sure. So I'm going to do a couple of these. I'm going to do one just with a postcard, and then I want to do another. And I'm going to stamp the inside of this. I knew I was going to have fun with these. I just knew it. Okay, so I think I'm loving this one with that. So we'll cut this one. I probably could just do the front and the back. I didn't even think about that. But usually I like the back where I can write something. Ladies, I think these are going to be a favorite because there's so many ways that you could actually mail this just like this. You would just need to put your stamp and your address actually on the back of it, but you could mail them just like this. And then as you're mailing it, let me make sure I got to measure this. I got to put this in the grid so I make it straight, because really this grid is for me, y'all. There we go. Then as this is going through the mail, how many people are getting the word of God? Like, you never know how God's going to use it to just touch somebody and give them the message that they need. Maybe they're praying about something and they haven't said anything to anybody. Like, God does that all the time. Like, I see it just in the cards that we put in our orders. I've had multiple emails that the verse that someone got with their order was the answer to a prayer that they had been praying. Okay, I have not used these with this paper, so I don't know how it's going to lift. Oh, it's lifting fine. This paper is like really textured. Not quite as much as like a canvas, but super textury. But you can tell it's going on good. Now, you can use them on glass, metal, plastic. So we've done paper and wood today. You can also use them on fabric, like we've done canvas before with last month's transfers. So with this one, again, I would, because we've got all this edge texture here, I am just going to add a little bit to just kind of age up the graphic a little bit so that it matches the look and feel of that postcard. But so you can see, like, how cute is this? Now it is a little bit thin to go through the mail. It almost feels like a fabric, this paper does. I'm actually in love with this. I'm going to add this to my store too, so that you guys, to my favorite things, so you guys can get it, because these work perfectly with this, and I wasn't sure. It just came in last night, so I wasn't sure how it was going to work. This could be birthday card, birthday message. You could put a recipe on the back of here and save it as a gift. So cute. I'm in love with those. I'm wishing I would have done the Christmas ones now. Now I'm kicking myself for not doing the Christmas ones, because I could just see this as like a gift tag on the Christmas gifts. Okay, next year, ladies. We're going to get it together next year. Okay, so I wanted to do this one on here, and then I'm going to stamp over the top of it so you can see. And we're going to spell love right this time. And we're not going to push too hard this time. You know me and the heavy hand. I just push too hard, I swear. Okay, so this one I'm just going to cut out the bottom because we're just going to use this part right here. And we could even do it at the top, and you could do something else down here, like handwrite a little note. I think that's what I'll do. So I want to give myself some flexibility. So again, we're just going to peel off that back. We don't touch any of this because that's what's going to go onto the paper. These are so gorgeous. When they sent me the video when they got them done, and I was like, oh, those are stunning. But the video didn't even do them justice because you've got all these fine little details in here for the, I don't know, is it filigree? I don't even know what that stuff's called. The little curlicues and everything. All right, so we're just using our tool, rubbing it in. Again, this is a really soft paper. I don't even know what kind of paper it is. I'm gonna have to look it up so that I can tell you. Now this one, because when we start pulling, it has all the little tiny designs. So we need to find a spot where we can start separating it that is a little bit more solid so it can start releasing. Because this is such a soft paper. Just get it. There we go. Okay. I just don't want to lose any. It's got a whole bunch of like little curly cues and leaves. All right, so this one is going to be a little more trickier because this paper I'm using it on is so soft. Where you got to get some elbow grease. And some of them are like this. If you're new to starting, start with the graphics that are all one thing. Cindy had another question. Will you be selling the blocks too? I have a husband that is crafty, but love the way the transfer will fit the block. Cindy, I could. We've done that before. I actually talked to my husband about it because he cut me a whole bunch of 3x3s to use to make signs with the other ones. And we obviously have a lot of lumber because of the fireplace project. So I totally could. I say I, meaning him. But yeah, I think that's something that we can do, Cindy. So that I'll make them this same size right here. I'll tell them we need more of this size. All right, it's coming off. It's just taking a minute because this one has a bunch of little designs that don't want to be released. Okay, I'm gonna hit it with some heat. Again, this is a soft, like a fabric type paper. It's not fabric, but it's super soft. It feels like a fabric. So that's why it's struggling to adhese. So I'm just gonna warm it up a little bit, see if we can get it to release. It's all just the fine little details. Now I'm kicking myself for doing it on this paper, but I really love it. It's the main graphic is good. It's all the little things that are like, no, I don't want to stick. So keep that in mind when you're picking your background. Anytime we do something soft with the fine details, it's going to take more patience. All right, we're going to open another one. I don't want you to have to sit here and watch me do this all day. I'm going to do the same graphic, but I'm going to do it on an actual card because it's not this hard to get on. It's hard to get on this paper. And I had a card. What did I do with it? Oh, I have it right here. No, I don't have it right here. I had it. What did I do? Oh, let me show you on an actual, like a fab on paper that doesn't have a texture, because that is so soft. It's giving me issues. All right, we're going to open another one. I'm not giving up on that, so I will finish it when I get off. I just don't want you guys to have to wait for me to do it. It was taking longer than I initially thought. Okay, so we're going to take this same graphic, and this would be beautiful for the envelope, but I don't have the envelope. For this one, I'm going to put it in the center. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take it off again. And we'll rub it in. And again, this is just a nice flat cardstock card. It doesn't have any texture that it has to like work against. All right, and there you go. You can see it's just coming right off. It's the texture of that paper that's a little bit challenging. So I didn't want you to panic thinking it's super hard. So just keep that in mind if you do end up getting that paper. Any design that has like a lot of teeny tiny stuff, it's just going to be harder to work in because I have to get all these little lines to stick to the fabric or the texture of the paper. So you can see, like, I can't explain like how soft it is. So it's just having a hard time sticking to it. Actually, it's not wanting to stick at all. It's actually pulling up the paper. So I would not use the smaller designs on this type of paper, but you could see with this one, we didn't have any problems at all because the surface area of the design, I can say that because we've been studying algebra. Is it science? I don't know. My son, I've been helping him with surface area and mass and all the things. So the surface area of the sticker helps it to stick to that. So we don't have to worry about that. But any of the small type designs, it's just not wanting. I'll show you right there. It's just not wanting to stick because this paper is too soft for designs that tiny. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and stamp this. I have some random company calling me right now. All right, so woo! All right, we did not ink our pants. We're good. Frazzled. Oh, I have a little thing. I don't know how old this other ink is, so we'll put that away. I'll use the ink that came with it. All right, I think I have this little kit on my Amazon favorite things as well. So it's just these tiny little letter stamps. I've only used them one other time, and when I did, I was a little bit heavy on pushing them down. So I'm going to try and not be so heavy on them. And I was just thinking, I just want to put love in the middle. So I'm just going to do, I need L. We'll just do them one at a time. All right, so I'm going to stick it on there, and then, all right, cool, we did it. All right, I feel like I gotta get the extra ink off there. Maybe not, maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, L, O, Now, I'm probably not going to be super straight either because your girl struggles. Okay, we're good. We're good. Woo. I probably could have done a little more ink and a little heavier, but I just didn't want to mess it up. All right, and I'm leaving it like that because if I try and push the E down again, I will mess it up. All right, and then you're going to want to let that dry before you mess with it. But those are our fun little stamps. So you can do mixed media like this. Hey, Margaret. So this is just the rub-on transfer, and then we just stamped over the top of it. So you could put anything. You could put someone's name in there if it would fit. You could handwrite it. You could do Sharpies, calligraphy. I do not have good handwriting, so I will stick to the stamps and the transfers. That's my cheat. But that's 1, 2, 3. We did 4 different projects today. So if you didn't catch the beginning, once I get done, it should post and you can see the beginning. But I'll walk back through the projects that we did. So we just finished the card. You could do this and then put something on the inside. We did the postcard with this textured paper. We antiqued the edges and then we left the back open so you could write your message in there. This could be a gift tag. You could punch a hole in here and do some ribbon. It could be a bookmark. So fun. When I get done, I'll post this paper in my favorite things so that from Amazon so you know which ones to get. Then we also did the freestanding block sign. Let me switch the camera angles so that I can hold these ones up. We did the block sign, so you see this. We have our postcard. So cute. The back's blank. We did the card last. Again, these fine details here, you want to use something that doesn't have a texture. I would not recommend doing anything with fine details on the canvas, but anything that is going to adhere nice, like so wood, metal, glass, paper, it'll be a little bit easier to get all those little fine lines off there. They do sometimes tell me when I create the designs that they're like, this line is really small. It might not work so well. And so there's some of the designs I've really pushed on how small the lines are. That was one of them. And then the very first thing we did was our Amazon bag. So this is an Amazon bag that we turned into this. This is my little riser I'm going to put in here. I'm going to get a different plant to put in there so that it's bigger because I feel like it needs to be like bigger, but you could put a tree, something. I think it needs to be taller, whatever it is, because this bag is pretty big. But this is our little plant bag that we made with the Amazon. So we'll stick that over there. I don't know. It's not going to want to stay up. It stayed up. Okay. And then we did all of that using our love letter transfers. So the love letter transfers dropped this week. They are, just get that stuff out of the way. They dropped this week. They're available to members right now. So members, the link is in the private membership group. We've also sent an email. I think we sent a text too. And then just don't forget to use your membership discount code. That's information is in the with the link as well. If you're not a member, they're still going to be available as of Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. I have to get my time zones right. And it's this three sheet set. So I will go through the sheets again. I'm going to use this one that I already opened. So it's 3 sheets for $16.99. You've got 6 postcards, 3 stamps, and also the designs for 5 freestanding designs you could use for cards. So the first sheet is this one. Now we cut the bottom off of this one to do the card. So this design is on the bottom of sheet 1. So this is sheet 1. Let me see if I can read it. Let me do this other way again, just so you can see. Hold on. There we go. If I don't get the cameras in the right way, like you can't read it. So we have a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. That's Proverbs 17:17. All of the postcard design ones are in King James Version because we get asked that a lot. And so this is sheet 1. So you have these 3 postcards. So then you also have let all your things be done with charity. And then you have be kindly affection one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another. Then you've got the non King James Version on the left design on the left-hand side. And then this design is at the bottom of this first sheet. Then on the second sheet, so you have 3 more vintage postcards and then 3 vintage stamps. So you have for God so loved the world. So John 3:16, that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Cute little presents there. Then you've got we love him because he first loved us. You've got trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. King James Version here. I do not believe the version that is, it's super tiny, but it's inside of here is not King James. And then the 3 vintage stamps. And then the last sheet is just graphics. These graphics are not King James Version. But you have Proverbs 17:17, a friend loves at all times, above all keep loving one another, since love covers a multitude of sins. 1 Peter 4:8. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power, love, and self-control. 2 Timothy 1:7. Then also everything should be done in love. 1 Corinthians 16:14. And then the last one, but I say unto you which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you. Luke 6:27. So kind of a card maker set. It's a little bit for the card makers, but we only made 1 card today. We did the postcard, we did the sign, we did the potted plant bucket, the potted plant bucket, the potted plant bag. So I'm gonna when I jump off here, I will take some pictures so that you can see them like staged together, how that you could display them. But that's some ideas of what you can do with the postcard transfer. So again, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what you guys do with these. I actually imagine this. You could use it on a pot too, like a plant pot. You could wrap it around the outside of the plant pot. I might try that as well. But that's the inspiration for today. So I'm going to take some pictures of these. If you just caught out at the end and you didn't see the Amazon bag at the beginning, it's giving me a warning over here. It will post when I'm done, and then you can go back and watch the beginning, and it will show you the step-by-step on how we did the Amazon bag. I might even try to find a bigger plant to put in there. I don't know what I have that's big enough, but it needs something meatier in there. The lady that I saw do it, she actually did like a bushy pine tree or something coming out of it, because she did a Christmas one. But I'll find a cute way to display that. But that's it. So for the drop, it'll be Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific. We will send a text if you're on the text list. We'll send an email. If you're on the email list, you'll get it there. You can also just go to the website at 10 a.m. Pacific, and we'll put it right there on the front page. And what else? We'll put it on the Facebook page as well and in the groups. So that's it for today. I will be jumping on live. I'm probably not going to do a live this Friday. I know I do live shipping, but we're caught up on shipping, and I'm getting the Easter stuff ready. The Easter stuff is going to be so fun. I can't wait to show you what we have for the Easter. So, do you think the postcard would go on the smashed can thing? Ooh, Cindy. Okay, so this one, this is a bigger size can. So this is like the tomato, and it totally would. It would fit on there. Like, it'll go. But it needs to be the tomato can, because I have a smaller can. I have like a smashed can stash. I just gotta figure out what it is here. I found that I had another one, a small can, so I'll show you. I'll show you what. gosh, I know I have one more smashed can in here. Where's it at? All right, well, now that I'm looking for, oh wait, it's right here. I even pulled it. I'm like, I know I have one more. Hold on, let me shove my drawers back in here. Let me fix my drawers. Okay, so this is a normal size can. Wait, hold on, I have one cut. Why am I trying to bend that one? Okay, so you can, but it is gonna wrap around more. If I was gonna do it, I would use the bigger. I would, just because it's more flat surface and it's not gonna wrap around as much. And I feel like it just fits that one better. We might have to do another smashed can one, but Cindy, you totally could. I don't know this light. What light is reflecting? Oh, it's that light, so you can't see. I don't know if this is helping, but I would use the bigger can. So this is like a tomato can, like a, what is it, 28-inch can. You could just paint it flat, paint it the white, put the transfer on it, and then you could do lace. I've seen lace, then fold over lace at the bottom or ribbon around the top. That is a fantastic idea. I might have to do that, Cindy. I love it. I love it. But I would use the bigger can. I just don't think with this one. It's like bending a lot. Plus you've got to, when you use the smaller cans, these lines start higher. I feel like they do. Maybe not. But what you could also do is you could put it on another piece of paper and you could decoupage the paper onto the can. Then you wouldn't have to worry about the transfer, finding all the little bumps with the transfer. And you could just do regular cardstock too. It wouldn't even have to be something thick like that. That's what I would do, because otherwise you're going to have to get it worked into each one of these little ridges, and that could be a pain in the patootie. Ain't nobody got time for that. So that's what I would do. I would put it on another piece of paper. And you know I'm going to have to try that. Maybe that's next week. I feel like I got to bring these back next week again. Anyway, what I was saying, I love that, Cindy. I love it. I can see your brain's already working about how you can use them. So fun. I can't wait to see what you create. But what I was going to say for next week, because Tuesday is like Christmas Eve, I'm probably going to do my live crafting on Monday instead of Tuesday so that it's not Christmas Eve. And then a couple of member things. Don't forget, members, our bonus craft night is this Thursday at 5 in the private group. We are going to be making these little decoupage music note ornaments. The supply list and everything is in your email. Also in the, I think it's in the event in the group. So we're going to be doing those. And then next Saturday, after the Saturday after Christmas, we'll be doing our, where's my banner? Oh, up there. We'll be doing our, figure out how to point right there, our fabric banner from the kit. We'll be doing that next Saturday. Oh, did you notice my new sign? I got some pictures taken for business, and I had, we did not make this because we have not plugged in our laser yet, but I had someone make that sign for me. I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to show you guys the pics. But yeah, okay, I think that's everything. So I'm gonna jump off here. I know you guys have got things to do. I'll take the pictures, get them up here, and then the video should go up so you can watch the beginning if you missed the Amazon bag. And I think that's it. Okay, so until next time, happy crafting.